It's interesting. It's interesting. Hi, I'm Kate and welcome to my channel. So I know I'm a little late to the game on this one, but I did pick up the Colourpop Limoncello palette in the sale. So it was only $12. This is not one that I was initially drawn to, but as summer is coming closer, this color story, I think it's just really pretty and summery. I love yellows, I enjoy blues, so yeah. This might be the prettiest Colourpop packaging I have seen yet. I think this is just beautiful. So talking about the color story, I do really like this tone of blue. I like the yellows. I like that there's some warmer browns and like this true neutral brown. I do think there could have been like a blue shimmer in here and then maybe something green to kind of go along with the green on the packaging and maybe like an even lighter yellow shimmer. This gold is kind of a greeny tinged gold, kind of an antique-y gold, but I feel like I need to play with the yellow and blue today, so I think I'm gonna do a yellow and blue look. So what I'm thinking is kind of doing a yellow faded into blue, maybe faded into brown. So I already did my brows. I primed my eyes with the Juvia's Place primer, so I'm gonna dive right in and just start building up colors. I am excited to be filming like with natural light. Usually when I film Getting Ready With Me, it is like 6 o'clock in the morning before I go to work. It's a little later in the day today. It's a weekend. I only have 8 more days left of school, so summer is looming, thank goodness. All right, so I'm gonna dip into the mattes first. So I'm gonna first grab Amalfi, which is just a matte, kind of buttery yellow. Okay, and there is definitely pigment there. I feel like Colourpop for me is kind of hit or miss, even though this is a primarily, I would say it's still primarily neutral. I consider yellows pretty much neutral, but I do think it's a little more unique. I do like having those true yellow tones, and that pop of blue is definitely fun. But this is taking like no effort at all to build that yellow up. I really like yellow on blue eyes. It's a color that like I never thought I would really get into eyeshadow wise until the Honey came out, which I picked up and I was just shocked by how much I liked yellow as eyeshadow. I'm just gonna buff that out a little bit. There isn't anything lighter to really buff it out with, so I'm just gonna go in with the same brush but wiped off on the color switch. All right, that's a pretty tone of yellow. I don't think this tone is in the Honey palette. All right, so now I'm gonna go into the blue, which is called La Festa, and I'm just going in on the same brush. I use the color switch, and I'm gonna see if I can kind of build this up right in the center of the lid, going towards the outer part. So I wanna like keep both tones without it getting muddied. All right. I don't know if I love this tone of blue. I'm hoping this will be like one of those trust the process kind of looks. I'm not doing anything like fancy with a cut crease. I'm just really trying to build these mattes up and then I'll put some shimmers on top. Did I ruin it? Should I have just gone all yellow with maybe blue on the lower lash line? That's okay. All right, I'm gonna go back into that matte yellow again and just kind of rebuild that up. I guess I'm creating my own green a little bit, huh? They aren't blending together the best, which I guess I haven't really tried to blend yellows and blues, but it did make green. As we all know, yellow and blue does. Doesn't always happen that way with eyeshadows though. Not loving it. We're gonna dip into the blue again. Yes, I'm definitely questioning this right now. So now for the outer corner, I think I'm gonna go in with that deepest brown, which is called Vespa, and just dip in a little bit to just establish that little V out here with some depth. This might end up a fail. Not feeling too good right now. Again, hoping this is a trust the process moment. It's interesting. All right, so I typically go in with my finger for shimmers. So I'm gonna grab the yellow shimmer, which is Serenade. I haven't even swatched any of these. Let's go ahead and swatch some shimmers just for fun. So this is Serenade. So it's a pretty yellow. Then Capri is that kind of antique-y greenish gold. And then the other shimmers are all pretty neutral. Fly Girl is kind of it's a little more orangey than it looks in the pan actually. Easy Peasy is okay, that's actually much prettier than it looks in the pan. Okay. And then Touring is the lightest, kind of champagne-y. All right, so I think I'm gonna go with these top two. So this one is Serenade and this is Capri. But these are actually much prettier than I thought they were gonna be. So, okay. All right, so I'm gonna go in with that lightest yellow Serenade and just tap that right on the inner part over the matte yellow. That's pretty. And then I'm gonna go in with Capri, that is that kind of greenish. See how that layers on the blue? I wanna keep the blue without having the blue overwhelm the look, so I'm okay covering it a bit with this shade while still kind of keeping the vibe of the blue. But I didn't love how the blue was in this look, so actually that looks quite green, which green is my thing, so. And then I think I'm gonna go in with Easy Peasy, which is this one here, and kind of pop that over the brown. So actually using quite a few shades from this palette today. So I will say as of now, I really don't like how this is looking. So kind of went from yellow to blue to brown, but it's really turned green. But maybe I'll pull that blue back in on the lower lash line. I'm gonna go back in with the brown one more time, just kind of blend that all together. Yeah, the only thing is this just looks a little muddy, but I'm not a makeup artist, I'm not a color theorist, so I don't always know like what's going to work well together. All right, I'm gonna go back into Amalfi, that is the matte yellow. Okay, I wish there was one lighter matte yellow, just to help kind of blend things and buff things out. I have such pale skin that none of these really work for like shades to buff everything out with. I'm not loving this so far, but that's okay. That's okay. So I think I'm gonna stop there before I like screw anything up even worse. And I'm gonna go in with all my skincare, all of my face stuff, and I'll be back. So I went in with all of my face products. For foundation, I went in with the Fenty Eavesdrop. I'm still loving how that looks on the skin. My bronzer and blush, I'm using Patrick Ta products. So far, I'm not loving this eye look. I really like how pigmented the yellow matte was. I think in the future I might just do like a yellow into brown look, or maybe yellow into some of these super warm tones. Again, the shimmers are actually much prettier than I thought they were going to be, so I will dip into this maybe next time I'm looking to do just a neutral look. I'm not sure how I feel about this though. I think it just got kind of muddy, but I really, because the blue is kind of a pop in this palette, I really wanted to use that, and it's a very yellowy palette, so I think maybe a little too ambitious with that. So I am gonna do blue on the lower lash line, but first I'm gonna go in on the waterline. This is also from Colourpop. It's one of their liners in the shade DTLA. Is that downtown LA? I don't know lingo. This is super pigmented. I don't know if it shows up well on camera, but I think it'll be the kind of the perfect blue to work with the matte in the palette. So there is that on the waterline. It's a really nice rich blue, but I'm gonna go into the matte blue La Festa from the palette. Semi-fluffy packing brush and just start to build that up down there. Since I kind of lost the blue up on top, I really want to bring it through on the bottom. Okay, so that's pretty. Not really a typical color combo for me. If I do blue, it's usually like just a blue all over look, or blue as a little pop somewhere. I've done blue with pink, blue with green, but I don't know that I've done blue and yellow, because I don't do many like primary color kind of looks. All right, that's getting a little intense. And again, the hard thing is I don't have anything really light to blend that out with. I think I'll start by just kind of taking a fluffy brush and using my color switch to get off any pigment and just kind of go in over that with no pigment to just kind of buff that out. Luckily, Colourpop shadows are usually pretty well performing, so this seems to be buffing out just fine without needing a lighter shadow. All right, so that's where we're at. For the inner corner, I'm gonna go in maybe with that Touring shade, which is the lightest shimmer in the palette. We'll try that out. Just kind of a little pop of shimmer there. I don't quite know if that blue on the lower lash line saved the look. I'm still not really loving it. I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and do liner and mascara, and I will be back, maybe find a fun lip. I don't know if I want to go nude or red. We'll see, but I'll be back. All right, and I'm back. Here's the final look. I am unsure of how I feel about it. I really like the yellows. Not sure about that blue, but so again, like that yellow and blue kind of got a little muddy. I don't mind the greenish shade that they created together. Probably will play around a little bit with like the yellows and those warm browns and kind of see what I can create, but again, this is probably my favorite Colourpop packaging I have seen. Here's my look with the Colourpop Limoncello. It's okay, not my favorite, but I don't hate it. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you soon.